your girl, it's your girl, it's your girl. What's up? Coronavirus, lockdown, and social distancing. Y'all, we are all still in this together. But today I want to share with you 5 of my top YouTube videos. So come on in, join me in the kitchen. Hi, this is Judy Hepburn. Tonight I'm going to be cooking chicken fried rice. So the first thing you do, add a little olive oil to your wok. Actually, I'm going to turn the wok down just a little. And then you add 2 green onions, stalks. I'm going to put this in the pan and let it saute. There. We're going to let that saute for maybe a minute or until the onions are clear. And then you have to cook your chicken or your shrimp. You can do this with chicken or shrimp. So you have to cook your meat in advance. And I've already cooked the chicken. You can saute the chicken in a little olive oil. And then after your onions start cooking, then we're going to put our rice in here. And your rice, actually, you have to cook this a day before, because if you cook the rice the same day, it's a little soggy, so it doesn't taste as good, okay? So you have to definitely cook your rice ahead of time. So now I am going to add my rice. And actually, I have 4 cups of rice, okay? So I'm going to spread that out. 4 cups of rice. And just let the rice warm back up. I'm turning it back up to medium. And it's better to use a wok. You know, you can use a pot if you don't, a frying pan, if you don't have a wok, but it's just easier to spread the rice out in a wok. So you just let the rice kind of warm up a little bit. Actually, quite a bit, until the rice starts dancing around in the wok. Until it gets hot. Okay? So I'm just going to continue to stir it for a minute. You hear it sizzling? That means the rice is dancing around in the wok. And actually, I have my wok on medium. That's how you know that it's warming up, because you can actually hear it. And actually, I like making it in the wok better than I like making it in the pan. Okay? And then I'm going to drizzle this with olive oil. I like this olive oil because, not olive oil, I'm sorry, soy sauce. Not olive oil, soy sauce. I'm going to drizzle it with soy sauce. I think I better pour it in here first, but I don't want to put too much. Okay, I thought this came out too fast. I'm going to drizzle it with soy sauce. And you do the soy sauce to taste, okay? You put as much soy sauce as you think you like, but then don't put too much, because you can always go back and add more. But if you put too much, then it'll just be too salty. So now I'm going to let this heat back up again. And then I have a medley of vegetables that I like. I'm going to put actually a cup or so of the vegetable medley into this. It says a cup, but I just kind of pour, and you can put as much as you desire. That's a good amount. Can you get inside the pan, please? And then I just let this cook together. It's looking good. It's smelling good. I wish you were here to smell it. It's smelling really good. And then I also have cooked eggs already. Well, actually, I only use the egg whites. This is a healthy meal, so I only use the white of the eggs, and I've already prepared the eggs already. So I'm just going to put everything else in the pan. The chicken is already pre-cooked, and if you were going to do shrimp, you would already have to cook your shrimp also. because you have to have your meats already cooked, your meat already cooked. Then I'm just going to blend all this together, mix all this together actually. Looking good. And believe it or not, that's what your 10-15 minute meal. Once it heats back up, we're all set. Then we'll be ready for dinner. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and join me for more. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. First, we're cooking the chicken. And what I did with my chicken, I seasoned it overnight. I marinated with, what did I marinate this one with? You can marinate it with your favorite salad dressing. That's what I did. And actually, this one is frozen solid because I put it in the freezer because I wasn't sure when I would cook it. And then, of course, after I poured the salad dressing on it to marinate it, I seasoned it with, of course, my everyday seasoning on everything. It makes everything taste so much better. So now I'm going to warm my pan up, because first I'm going to do the chicken and then I'll do the grits, because you cook everything separately and then you put it together. So I'm going to put a little light olive oil in it. I don't really like olive oil, so I do the light cooking olive oil. This one really doesn't taste as thick. Some olive oil is really thick, so I just get the light olive oil. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of that into there and kind of swirl that around. Can you see my oil? Just kind of swirl it around in the pan just to kind of warm it up before I put my frozen chicken in there. And this is chicken breast. That's what I like. You can use any part of the chicken you like. I like the chicken breast because it doesn't have all the fat added to it. So I'm going to, and this is actually 2 pieces. It's just kind of stuck together because, like I said, I froze it because I wasn't sure when I was going to cook it. So now I'm just going to let this cook for a while, and then I'll make the grits separately, and then I'll come back and show you how to incorporate the chicken with the grits. So see, this is cooking really good right about now. Let me show it to you. That thing is hot. Okay. Can you see it? You can see it. Okay. So we're going to let that cook, and I'm actually going to put a top on this and let it kind of steam. And then I'll come back and show you how to cook your grits. To cook our grits, I'm going to cook the grits. These are the grits that I buy. I like the 5-minute grits. I don't like instant. And it only takes about 5 minutes for it to cook, so it's pretty easy. I usually just follow the recipe on the back. Follow the instructions on the back. So I'm going to make 1 cup of the grits. Well, actually you're using 1 cup of liquid. It says water, but I don't like my grits with water because it tastes like that. So I use chicken broth. So I'm just going to shake this up. And I'm going to put a cup of water, a cup of the broth in there instead of the water. Now sometimes I half and half it. You know, you can do half broth and half water, but this time I'm just going to use the whole 1 cup of broth. So I'm going to put this in the pan. I'm going to turn this down a little bit and use 1 cup of the broth. And like I said, make this recipe your own. I never made the chicken and grits before, so we're trying this together. So there's our 1 cup of broth. And then the back of the grits calls for 1/4 cup of grits. But first I actually let this boil. Going to let this boil. Let me see. Stir grits. Yep. Let the broth or the water, whatever you decide to use, let it boil first. So I turned that up high, and I'm going to measure out my 1/4 cup of grits. And like I usually say, every thing needs its own seasoning. So I'm going to actually season the grits too. That's what the broth will do too. It will give your grits some flavor. To me, when you use the water, the grits taste like you cooked them in water. So I'm going to let that boil. And I'm going to put a little bit of the pink salt in the grits. So I'm going to just add that now to my 1/4 cup of grits. See that here? Just put some of that on there, because grits with no salt doesn't taste good to me. So I use the pink salt. You can use whatever salt you want. I try to keep it as healthy as possible. And then of course I'm going to use again my handy dandy everyday seasoning. I'm telling you, this stuff makes such a big difference in your food. I'm telling you, it makes it taste really, really good. I get it from Trader Joe's. I'm not sure if anyone else sells it, but I get it from Trader Joe's. So we're going to wait for this to boil. Broth is boiling, so now I'm going to add the grits and salt to the boiling water. Just kind of stir that in there so that they don't clump up, so that you don't have clumps. And then I'm going to just let this cook. See how good that looks? I like the way the broth makes it look. It gives it like a yellow tint to it, and I like that. I don't like my grits white. See? And I'm going to add a little bit of the Earth Balance soy-free butter to it. You can use any butter you like. This is just what I like to keep it healthy. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the butter to give the grits its own flavor. And it's still cooking just a little. It's going to stir that in there. These grits are so good. Using the broth instead of the water makes the grits really, really good. And I'm going to actually put a little bit of my everyday seasoning in it also. Just a little, just to flavor the grits. And then just a little bit of the shredded cheese in it too. This is more like a southern dish. The grits and the chicken. This is like a southern dish, so you have to try it. Some people fry their chicken, but because I'm doing it healthy, I won't fry it. So here are the grits, and I'll come back and show you how to put it together. The pan I took the chicken out of, and this is what came off of the chicken. This is the marinate off of the chicken. So what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to use it to help make our gravy. So I'm going to put the onions and the mushrooms and let them cook together. And I'm actually going to season them a little too, so that they could have flavor. So of course I'm going to use my everyday seasoning to season the onions and the mushrooms. You don't need a whole lot this time because the flavoring from the chicken is at the bottom of the pan. Then I'm going to use a little bit of onion powder, just a little, because I also use this on my chicken. Then I'm going to use a little bit of the garlic powder and let these just cook up. And then I'm just going to stir this up a little just to help it to cook. We're going to use this gravy to go over our grits and chicken. It's going to be delicious. It's smelling really good already. Oh my goodness. I'm excited about this menu. You make it your own. And then you can put a little bit of olive oil or butter at the bottom. I think I need a little more. But I won't add any more grease to olive oil to this. Just let it cook up. Let the onions cook and the mushrooms cook down. And you can cut these to the size that you like. I cut my mushrooms a little big this time, but you can cut it down to the size that you like. Doesn't that look delicious? It's going to be a gravy. My goodness, that looks delicious. And it's smelling delicious too. And with this, I'm going to add some more broth. This is what's going to make our little gravy. And just a little bit of the flour. I'm using whole wheat flour. I'm going to shake this up again. Maybe let this cook a little more so that the mushrooms will be kind of cooked up. You can use any kind of mushrooms you like. Portobello, shiitake, any kind. These are bellas. Yes, so I'm going to let that cook down. Shake this up again. Put a couple of cups, let me see. Put a couple of cups of stock in here. Broth. That calmed that right down. I'm just going to use the rest of this in here. You can use up to like 3 cups of broth. And I'm going to let this kind of cook together before I add my flour, just to thicken this up some. Let this come to a quick boil just to get it started. Isn't that looking delicious? Let that cook. It's going to boil, and then I'm going to add the flour just to thicken it up some. You can also season this again, and you need to taste it to make sure it's to your liking, like it has the flavor that you want it to have. You can make any recipe your own. Just, you know, continue to taste it and make sure it tastes the way you like your food to taste. Some people like a lot more salt. Some people like less. I like less. So I'm going to let this come to a boil. Going to add just a little bit of the flour. I'm going to see if it's going to thicken up a little on its own after it comes to a boil. Come on, let's boil, let's boil, let's boil, let's boil, let's boil, let's boil. Come on. Slowly but surely it's going to boil. And you want it to boil just so that it will thicken up once you add your flour to it. So let's do that now. I'm going to add it just a little bit at a time. You don't want to do too much because you don't want it to look like oatmeal or something really, really thick. That should do it. So I'm going to see if that's enough. If not, you can always add more to it just to thicken it up some. I'm going to let that boil, and then I'm going to show you how I put all of this together for one delicious meal. Grits with chicken. This is the grits and the chicken put together with the onions, the mushrooms, and the gravy. Doesn't that look delicious? Oh my goodness, I can't wait to taste it. So remember to share your food with your family and friends. Share this video, and thank you so much for joining. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Now we're going to put our turkey black bean burgers together. I'm going to show you the ground turkey that I like. This is my favorite ground turkey. Can you see that? It's my favorite right there. It's 94% lean and 6% fat. I try to get it as lean as possible. I don't like the 99% lean because it looks a little white to me. So I get the 94% lean ground turkey. So we're going to open this up, and these burgers are delicious. I made some the other day and just couldn't get enough, so I said let me show you how I make them. So I'm going to just put that in there, take the paper off, we don't want to eat that, put that in there, and then just see that, then just kind of break it up a little. Yes, I love ground turkey. I don't do ground beef because I like to eat healthier, so I just do the ground turkey. See my ground turkey? That looks delicious. And then I'm going to add my seasonings. And I'm going to start off with my everyday seasoning. I use it every day on pretty much everything that I can possibly use it on. So I'm going to just be liberal with this and kind of just put my everyday seasoning on my ground turkey because I like my food to have taste. So, and see, this is like a grinder, so you have to keep grinding it in order for the seasoning to come out. So it may sound and look like a lot. See, it may sound and look like a lot, but you want your meat to be well seasoned. So I kind of just stir that around a little bit to make sure I have enough on here. And it doesn't look like it to me, so I'm going to add some more of my everyday seasoning just to make sure my turkey meat has flavor to it. Like, don't you want to eat healthy but also want your food to taste good? Okay, so then I'm going to I have onion powder. Going to just do this to taste. Kind of just put that on there. You know, it may seem like a lot, but I'm telling you, trust me, you want your meat to taste like something. And onion powder is not going to hurt you. It's not onion salt or anything. It's onion powder. Then I have garlic powder. I love garlic. So I'm going to be pretty liberal with the garlic powder also. Just kind of put that in there. I know some people may say, ooh, that seems like a lot. But trust me, once you put this together, it's really not a lot. Then I have cumin that I'm going to add a teaspoon of cumin to my meat also. And all this is going to flavor it. See my little teaspoon of cumin? I'm going to add it to my turkey meat here. And then I also have chili powder. See my chili powder? Woo-hoo. Bring that back some. I'm going to add that, a teaspoon of chili powder to my turkey meat here. Smelling and looking good already. I absolutely love these black bean burgers. Let me see. And then I'm going to add a little salt to taste. I kind of just put it in my hand, you know, because I don't want too much to go in there. And I use the pink salt, if you can see that. And then I have my onions. This is like what, a medium onion. Just kind of, I chop that up, kind of put that in there. All of this is going to give your turkey burger the flavor that you're looking for. And then I have, you can use breadcrumbs, or I use Wheaties because I don't really want to do the bread. So I kind of just crumble those up. So I'm going to add my Wheaties to that. And this is just such a simple recipe. Then, let me see. I have the black beans. So turkey black bean burger. So I get 1 can. It's the 15 ounce. I use half of this. I wash them and drain them. And then let me show you what I do to them. After I wash and drain them, I take, that's my box, it fell. I take a masher after I wash and drain them, and I kind of just smash them up, like get a mashed potato smasher, and kind of just smash your black beans up. That's my oven. You set your oven for 350. Okay, so after I mash my black beans up a little, quite a bit actually, kind of take the excess beans off of there, and I put all of this into my mixture here. This may seem like a lot of stuff, but I'm telling you, you want your ground turkey to taste like something. You want flavor to it once you cook them up. So then I'm just going to get this off of here, get all of my beans and put it in my turkey meat here. And then I'm just going to mix all this stuff together. And it's just that simple. It is just that easy. I'm telling you, you have your turkey black bean burgers all ready to cook up. See, kind of mix this up. I think my spoon is a little too big for me. I'm going to use a smaller spoon. This is smelling so good already, and it isn't even done yet. See, I'm just going to mix this up. I like the smaller spoons. You can use a bigger spoon if you like. And this is a pound of ground turkey. You can make as many burgers as you like. You can make them as big as you want. You can make them as small as you want. I'm going to make mine a little smaller than what I did before. But I absolutely, doesn't that look good? Black bean turkey burger. Delicious. You can cut your onions up any size you want. Mine are a little big, but I don't mind them being bigger. If you have someone in your family that don't like onions, you can put your onions in a food processor or something and kind of make them disappear once the burgers are done. Doesn't that look good? Look, all of my different seasonings coming together very well. And then what I'm going to do next, I am going to fry them up, and I will show you that process also. See, this is my mixture all mixed up here. See? When I tell you these burgers are really good, they are delicious. So now I'm going to let's turn this on first. I use a cast iron pan because I can fry them on here and then put this right in the oven, because you're going to cook them on each side for, let me see, for like 4 to 5 minutes on each side, and then you're going to place them in the oven to cook for 3 or 4 minutes. So my thing is heating up here. I am going to add a little bit of light tasting olive oil. I like the light tasting one because I really don't care for the taste of olive oil. So I don't like that thick stuff, because this is more like a cooking, actually this is more like a cooking oil. So you don't really get that olive oil taste. So we're going to swirl this around and around. And we are going to cook this burger. Look at there. Just put that oil in that cast iron pan. Let that heat up. Going to let that heat up for a minute. And then we're going to fry these delicious, you're going to love these burgers. And when you try them, make sure you share them with your family and friends, and even share this recipe with your family and friends, because my family absolutely loves them. And I do too. They're really, 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 really delicious. If you like turkey black bean burgers, you will love this recipe. So I want you to try it and let me know how yours turned out. And you remember, when you're seasoning your turkey burgers, season it to your taste. I usually put a little bit in the microwave and just warm it up so I can taste it and make sure it tastes okay. Yes, so you season your meat to your taste, but make sure you use the different seasonings I just showed you in order to, that's not warm enough yet, we're going to let that warm up a little more, in order to make your turkey burger taste like something. And then you can do a taste test. So I am going to make a burger out of my turkey meat. Ooh, that's pretty hot now. I'm going to turn that down a little. See, just make a little burger out of it. Smash that down into my pan. This pan is really hot, so be careful with your pan. And then I have it on like medium. So I'm going to cook this for maybe 4 to 5 minutes on this one side, and then 4 to 5 minutes on the next side. I'm going to just let that cook. Wash my hands. I'm going to wash this off my hands. We're going to set our timer for 10 minutes. And then the 10 minutes we're going to cook this on both sides, and it should be done. And then I'm going to put it in the oven, set at 350 for 2 to 3 minutes. And the thing about this burger, it doesn't take that long for it to cook. Like, you're cooking it about 10 minutes in the pan, and then you're cooking it 3 to 4 minutes in the oven. Then you have yourself a nice, healthy, let's turn this over. Woo, look how good that looks. Oh my goodness. But I'm still going to cook it another maybe 9 minutes or so, just to get the pink out of the middle of the turkey burger. Looking good. I am excited about my turkey burger. I am hungry. Can't wait until this is done. It is smelling absolutely divine. You have to try this recipe. You will love it. Look how nicely that's cooking. And you don't really have to cook them that long. They don't take that long. Make sure when you're making up your mixture that you're preheating your oven, so that once your turkey burger fries in the pan, all you have to do is transport it to the oven for another 2 to 3 minutes. Look how good that looks. I'm going to continue to let it cook for maybe another 8 minutes or so. I just flipped it again and it's looking delicious. I just turned it down just a little. Let me flip it again. You don't have to flip it this many times. Whoa, look how good my burger is looking. I wish they had smell-o-vision. You would be able to smell how good this burger is smelling up the house. Delicious. Let me show you. I'm going to turn it up some. See that burger? Looking really good there. And it's healthy for you. It's a really good, healthy burger. Sometimes when I want like a burger, I just come home and I just make my own. Because I know exactly what is in this burger. And I know how much salt is in here because guess why? Because I put it in there. We have another few minutes to just let this cook. I want to show you in real time how fast this burger really will cook. Isn't that looking good? Yes. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Really, really nice. It's cooking really good. I just really want you to see it. I think that's pretty good. Just gonna keep flipping it. I don't know why. You don't have to do this. I just don't want it to burn on one side and not cooked on the other side. And then we're gonna put this in the oven for just a few minutes to just let it finish cooking. That is looking so good. And you actually don't even have to use the oven. I just do. You can just cook it right here on top of the stove if you like. You don't have to even use the oven. But I'm just going to put it in the oven for maybe 2 minutes. And make sure the inside is well cooked. Isn't that looking delicious? Yes. I'm telling you, you have to try these burgers and share them with your family and friends. They will love them too because I absolutely love them. This is only my second time making these, but since I enjoyed them so much, I wanted to share this recipe with you so that you can get the joy out of these burgers as I did. So now I am going to put this in the oven and I'll come back when they're done. Here's the ground turkey bean burger out of the oven. Doesn't that look delicious? This is my Sunday dinner. I'm serving it with black bean, yellow rice, tomatoes, and avocado. And I'm also going to add some sauce on my turkey burger. What is this? It's sweet chili sauce. It tastes really good on the burger. I'm going to put a little bit of that on the top of it. Yes, and it just makes the taste of it just pop even more. Kind of just swirl that around a little bit. I am ready to eat. Let me show you what the inside of my burger looks like. Delicious. Look at there. Look at that burger. Doesn't that look delicious? And it's your own healthy ground turkey black bean burger. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, give me a thumbs up. Remember to share your meal and this video with your family and friends. And thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in my next video. Enjoy your burger. Bye-bye. This is Judy in the kitchen. Today, before we get started, I am so excited to share with you my new cookbook. The reason I wrote a cookbook is because so many people ask for my healthy recipes, so I decided to share them with you. There are 30 recipes in this book, and if you are interested, leave a comment below. And today I will be showing you how to make healthy trail mix. So come on in, join me in the kitchen. Okay, now we're going to put our trail mix together. In this bowl, I have almonds, pecans, and cashews mixed together. And I will put the amounts down in the description box. So just mix all those in there. It looks delicious, right? I think I can eat that just like that. But then I'm going to add, in this bowl, I have a mixture of sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. See, you can see them in the bottom. The pumpkin seeds and the sunflower seeds are mixed together. So I'm just going to put those in my bowl too. Mix all that together. And then I have dark chocolate. Okay, and I'm going to mix this in there. This is a really easy recipe, and the reason why I decided to do this is because I like trail mix, but you ever got a trail mix that you didn't like everything that was in there? Like, I don't like all the candy and the M&Ms and all that, so I decided to make my own trail mix, and I'm sure someone else out there wants to make their own trail mix too. And so I love coconut. I'm going to mix coconut in here also, so I'm just going to put that in my bowl. Isn't that looking good already? And then I have a pinch of nutmeg, cinnamon, and just a little bit of the pink salt. So I'm going to mix that in there because I got the raw almonds and, you know, raw and no salt, okay? Then this I have, what's in here? Raisins and craisins mixed together. See, it's what is it, a cup of those? So it's a half a cup of each. I'm going to mix that in there. Just put all that in there. And then I'm just going to mix this up. Doesn't that look good? Seriously. And then when you make your own trail mix, you get to say what's in it and what's not in it. And that's what I like about making my own. And then you can put them in individual bags to take to work. Doesn't that look good? Oh my goodness. You have to really see this. That really looks really good. And with all that stuff mixed in there, it's all healthy stuff. And then I have some popcorn, air popped popcorn. I'm just going to mix a little bit of the popcorn in there with that. And just stir this up. Give it a big stir. And you can put as much or as little of something as you like. And if you don't like the raisins or if you don't like the popcorn, then you can leave it out. And if you get the raw cashews and almonds, just add a little sea salt or Himalayan salt or some kind of salt to it. But if you get the salted ones, then you don't get to control how much salt you have in your mix. See how easy that was? What did that take? Just a few minutes? That's how you build a healthy trail mix. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And remember to share. And when you make your trail mix, just leave a comment. Let me know what you put in your trail mix, and maybe I can put that in my trail mix the next time. So thank you so much for joining. Remember to give me a thumbs up, share, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Hi, welcome to Judy in the Kitchen. Today I will be showing you how to make healthy salmon. So what I am going to do first, I'm going to open up my fish. Just take a fork or something and just open up your fish. Doesn't that look good? Yes, you're going to open it up. And the salmon comes with a skin on the back. That's paper. That's not the skin. It comes with a skin on the back. And I don't really care for the skin. So what I do, and it's frozen. It's fresh out of the freezer. So I took it right out of the freezer today, and I'm going to put it down in some water, and I'm going to actually pull the skin right off of it because I don't like the skin. Some people do, but I particularly don't like the skin because there's fat underneath the skin that I don't like. So I just pull that right off. You just keep pulling until it comes right off. See how easy it comes off? Can you see that? Oh, I made a mess. So pull the skin right off of it, and it comes right off. See, this is the skin. And some people like it because if you pan sear it, then that fries and it gets hard. But I like to take the skin right off of it. So I put the skin right in there. Then I'm just going to rinse it off a little, just because I like to. And then I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to put it in a pan that I'm going, not a pan, a plastic with a top that I'm going to put in the refrigerator overnight. So I am just going to marinate it. You can marinate it in any dressing that you like. This is the dressing that I usually use to marinate all my meats. I just like this dressing. It's from Aldi's, and that's the name of it. And I will put the everything down in the description box. So all you do is pour the dressing over the fish like so. It looks good already, right? Look at that. And then I take my everyday seasoning from Trader Joe's and I just liberally put this on, like a lot of it. And you'll know why after it sits in the refrigerator overnight. And this is not something I would come home and just cook right away, because it tastes so much better once it sits in the refrigerator overnight. See how much I put on there? And I'm going to do that on both sides so that tomorrow when I come home from work, see, I'm going to turn that over. So after it sits in the refrigerator overnight, when I tell you this fish is delicious, once it sits overnight, it is so good. So I put that same dressing on the other side, and then I'm going to put a liberal amount of everyday seasoning on the other side too. And then all I'm going to do actually is cover it up and refrigerate it overnight. And then I will come back after it sits in the refrigerator overnight and show you guys how delicious my fish is and actually how I decide to cook it. You can either, I usually put it in the oven, but you can either put it in the oven. See how good that looks? Oh my goodness. You can either put this in the oven or wrap it in aluminum foil and bake it, but I will show you how I decide to bake it or pan sear it. Then I'm going to put the top on it, and then I am going to put it in the refrigerator overnight. Just wanted to show you first how to marinate your fish. What I decided to do is bake the salmon. So I just took it out of the refrigerator. See how good that looks? I just took it out of the refrigerator from sitting overnight, and now I'm just going to take some aluminum foil. I break a piece of the foil, enough of it to cover. I guess that's enough, right? And then all I'm going to do is take my piece of salmon and wrap it in the foil. Once I get it out of this, wrap it in the foil. And see, I mean, this is a simple dish. This is really simple, but it's delicious. So kind of wrap that up so that none of the juices fall out while you're baking it. And then I am going to sit this on a baking sheet and put it in the oven at 375 for 20 to 25 minutes on both sides. So when it finished cooking, I will come back and show you what it looks like. But this fish is really delicious. The baked salmon. This is our baked salmon, and it cooked for 20-25 minutes on each side. And if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Make sure you share this video, and if there's anything else that you'd like to see me cook, just put it down in the comment box and I would be glad to assist you with that. So thank you so much for joining. Bye-bye.